Now, this might be the funniest political development we could have had today, frankly. I did not expect this one. There are allegations coming out that Elon Musk spent basically Trump's entire presidential campaign during this last election deep in the K-hole. For those that don't know, that means being nonsensically high for long periods of time on ketamine, or horse tranquilizer. My understanding is it operates very, very similarly to, like, heroin, that it's just a massive downer. It causes some level of, like, hallucinations in higher doses, and, you know, I'm no expert on ketamine, but I heard it's kind of crazy, and apparently you can get it prescribed by doctors, too, so it's, like, not unreasonable to think that Elon Musk would get his hands on some, and it wouldn't be a massive scandal day one that he gets it. But there are allegations coming out that he basically spent Trump's entire last election run deep in the K-hole every time he wasn't on camera, you know, calling for Trump to be elected president. And this conversation has been going around for about a day and a half now, 2 days now. People are not letting it go. It's been the talk of the town, especially since Elon has kind of left the White House in shame. He's no longer directly hands-on working with Trump or working with Doge. I'm sure he's still got involvement, but it's not, you know, direct. It's not hands-on. It's not front-facing like it was. And, man, people are giving Elon a hard time about this. And, you know, I don't think that drug use is inherently immoral by any means, but the fact that Elon is a drug user is funny. Because I don't know. It just suggests that Elon was so overstressed through all of this that he needed to use illegal substances, or at least illicit substances, to get by. I find that concept fun, you know. It implies to me that Elon was not having the best of times if he needed drugs to make himself, you know, feel good. So here we've got a news report about Elon supposedly denying these allegations, though, but not really. He kind of deflects, supposedly. So let's hear about all this. I'm really curious about this story. Am I wrong about it being ketamine, by the way? My understanding was that was the allegation, is that he's a ketamine addict. I could be wrong, though. Let's see.
Well, let me say perhaps a few words. That this is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning. My time as a...
Oh, thank God. What would we do without Doge? What would America do? Could America make it a year without Doge? I don't think so.
Special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So, that you know, it comes with a time limit. But the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger. It's I'd liken it to sort of...
Dude, he's so fucking cringe. Can we just... All right, we have to do the drip check. We have to do the Elon drip check. This needs to be a trend, a consistent theme. We always do this every time we talk about Elon. He's wearing a black baseball cap with black letters Doge imprinted on there. I'm sure it shows fine in real life, but over video, it's like I kind of had to squint a little bit to see what it said because the image is a little fuzzy and he was turning his head. He's wearing a black suit jacket, only instead of wearing a dress shirt and tie underneath that, like you're supposed to, he's wearing a t-shirt that he had made that is a parody of the Godfather logo that says, "The Doge Father." Oddly enough, once again, evoking the idea of Trump's administration and a relation or similarity to organized crime. You know, I'm just saying, RICO charges as a concept, which Trump was hit with, existed specifically to go after the mob. Just saying. And then, I don't know what he's wearing, but he's hitting or trying to hit the, you know, Sigma pose, and it's not coming across. He's just coming across as awkward and the not fun kind of autistic.
Sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life. So it is permeating throughout the government. And I'm confident that over time we'll see $1 trillion of savings and a reduction in $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction. The calculations of the Doge team thus far, in terms of an FY25 to FY26 delta, are over
Isn't it phenomenal how much Doge has consistently lied about the supposed savings they've brought to the American people or to the federal government via, cutting supposed wastes of U.S. tax dollars? We're talking like U.S. aid and whatnot, things that actually mattered and did good things that they have slandered as a waste of money, of course. But like even then, and the reporting of how much money they saved in the areas where they really needed the numbers to be big, they just inflated the numbers and just made up numbers to make themselves look good. And in other areas, they reported surprisingly low amounts that ended up getting taken super seriously as if they mattered. Like, we're talking like it would be like $4 million is supposedly wasted on like insert project that's being worked on and hasn't supposedly made enough progress. And it's like, really? We're getting upset about, like, people are talking about like, oh my god, Elon Musk just saved $4 million, and it's like, do you realize how much of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction that is of the US's yearly budget? Like, people do not have a conception for how much money the US is working with, at least not Trump supporters, and they kind of bank on that.
Over 160 billion, and that's climbing. We expect that number will probably go over 200 billion soon. So I think the Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president. And I look forward to times being back in this amazing room. By the way, isn't this incredible? Look at this incredible. I mean, it's stunning. I think.
Okay,
man. The way that
we get it.
How the president has just completely redone the Oval Office. It's beautiful. I love the gold on the ceiling.
Thank you. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's been there a long time. That was plaster. Nobody ever really saw it. They didn't know the eagle was up there, and we highlighted. It's essentially it's a landmark, a great landmark, and that's 24 karat gold, and everybody loved it, and now they all see it when they come in. So it's been good.
The Oval Office finally has the.
Who punched Elon? Yeah, what's going on with his eye there? I thought I was seeing things, or maybe it was a stain on my monitor, but I'm not the only one seeing it, right? Like, it looks like he took a little bit of a thwap to the side of his eye. Did he get punched? Did he punch himself? How funny would it be if his kid just, like, sucker punched him in the eye out of nowhere for no reason? I feel like Elon's progeny would do that. His kid, apparently. His kid did do it? Wait, did I guess right? That's funny as fuck. I hope his kid sucker punched the fuck out of him while he was just, like, turning a little bit. He got hit. I doubt a 5-year-old has a left hook like that. You'd be surprised. The eye is a weak spot in any man, okay? The orbital bone is not a particularly sturdy part of the human skull. Pretty easy to destroy with a fist, even from a child, if they line it up right. Oh, wait, apparently Musk does in fact claim that the bruise is from his son. X marks the spot. Bruised Musk says his young son punched him. Musk made the comments during an Oval Office event with Trump. Okay, so apparently it's in this clip, I'm pretty sure. He'll explain that it was supposedly his son that punched him.
Majesty that it deserves, thanks to the president. So I look forward to continuing to be a friend and advisor to the president, continuing to support the Doge team, and we are relentlessly pursuing $8 trillion in waste and fraud reductions, which will benefit the American taxpayer.
Dude, I love this. You've got Trump, whose brain is melting, according to all reports we're hearing right now from medical professionals, and you've got Elon with his like bruised eye. They look like a couple of. They look like they were found in an alley and just installed into the White House. Just some like random crooks looking to rob a lady they found in an alley and just made president and basically vice president.
That's it, really. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Right.
Great job.
Thank you, President Trump. The president mentioned.
How much you want to bet he took some ketamine standing up and just fucking fell and ate shit on the corner of like the table in his private jet or something like that? I feel like he must. I want to. My headcanon is he was high as fuck and he hurt himself, and that's how that happened. And his excuse is that his son did it. As funny as it would be for his son to just clock him in the face, I think he just fainted while he was deep in the K-hole. Yeah, X Marks the Spot was a great title for that story. Absolutely awesome.
That you had to deal with all the slings and arrows during your time at Doge. There's this.
Well, some of the people, some of the media organizations in this room were the slingers.
Well, so there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that got a
so salty.
prize for false reporting on the Russiagate?
False reporting on Russiagate. One of the things that to this day genuinely, like, just, I need you guys to remember this and to hold it close to you and never let this go, okay? Russiagate was real. Mind you, Russiagate is a term the right made up, if I remember correctly. That's not even the term to properly use, and I'm pretty sure they popularized that term so people wouldn't know what to Google if they want to do their own research on this. But if you go back and you look at the Mueller report and you look at the DOJ convictions of Trump's actual administration and the admissions of guilt from Trump's highest campaigners, like highest positions in his campaign, admitting they worked with the Russian government to help get Trump elected. There were a ton of people in Trump's campaign and administration who went to prison for this. They were all fall guys. The one guy who didn't get any, blood on his jacket, so to say, was Trump. The people closest to Trump all went to prison for this Russiagate hoax, quote-unquote. They were all found guilty by the Department of Justice. And yet, Trump, because he had fall guys, now it's the Russiagate hoax. And they've ran with this idea that it's the Russiagate hoax. And they refuse to even refer to what actually happened by any terms that you can really Google and find any useful information, because they made up a phrase for this entire scandal, Russiagate. One that if you look it up, you're mostly just going to find conservative search results, right?
Is it the same organization?
I got to check my Pulitzer counter.
It is.
I think the judge just ruled against the New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they might have to give back that Pulitzer Prize. That New York Times, let's move on.
I do not think that is the case. I do not think that is the case. Apparently this is a Reddit logo key to the White House, or a key to the White House, quote unquote, with the Reddit logo stamped on it. Someone in chat was telling me, which is possibly the worst thing ever devised, ever, period. Hold on, where's the stuff about his drug use? Let's hear about this. What is this? No. USA Today.
Musk's regular drug use?
No, I wasn't. I think he's fantastic. I think Elon is a fantastic guy. And
Are you troubled by these reports?
I'm not troubled by anything with Elon. I think he's fantastic. Did a great job. And, Doge continues. And by the time it's finished, we'll have numbers that'll knock your socks off. It's going to be, he did a fantastic job.
Dude, his brain really is melting. At least he has that one core word he can just hold on to and repeat to keep things going. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I feel like Trump could just say fantastic 10 times for every speech, and most of his fans would just clap and be like, yeah, Trump, let's go. The report on the billionaire's alleged drug use published. Ooh. When asked about the report, Musk was critical of the New York Times. So, Elon gets asked about it, and he immediately tries to deflect to Russiagate. Interesting. Yeah, it is very Elon-coded to try and, ham-fist some kind of jab at the left into any talking point. But at the same time, it seems like, I don't know, seems like maybe that was an uncomfortable question for him, and he didn't feel like it being talked about. A big point of the right is to keep certain discussions off of the mainstream platforms as well. So it was the prerogative of Elon to keep that reporter from being able to ask his question to begin with, because if he had, a fair amount of Trump supporters watching that, or at least normies watching it, would have heard and maybe done their own research, done a little Googling, and found out, ah, shit, yeah, people are saying Elon, like campaigners and staff are saying that Elon was not only using drugs before, but increased his drug use during the campaign trail. That was the headline, by the way. Not that Elon was using drugs, that he increased his drug use during the campaign. So, I don't know. If you guys, I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this one, whether or not you think Elon is actually, just getting deep in the K-hole. That bruise looks exactly like the bruise you would get for taking a third line when you should have stopped at 2. Coffee table, gravity, and ketamine combined teaches you a bit of facial physics. Ooh, so that's what you think it is then. The ketamine and a table. I think you might have a point, DZXN. I think you might have a point. I don't know, what do you guys think? If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to drop some support on it, consider leaving a like and a comment. Every thumbs up and every comment goes a long way to boost my channel in the algorithm and get YouTube to push my stuff to more new people who haven't seen me before in the algorithm. It really does help a lot and means a ton to me, so thank you to everybody who does that. If you don't know what to comment, by the way, you can always just comment down below, Elon and the K-hole, to let me know you watched this far, and also just so you have something to comment if you want to help the channel in the algorithm. And of course, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload anything new in the future. And don't forget to follow my social medias linked down below, notably, and most importantly, my fan Discord, where every week I host gaming events, call-in streams, watch parties, movie nights, and we'll also be doing a watch party tonight in the Discord after stream of Baki, while I work out, so I hope to see you guys there for that. But then on top of that, if you guys want to, if you feel like it, and you can afford it, and you want to help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub to someone else at my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some custom Xander Hall merch through the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me though, thank you so much for watching, as always, and have a good one.